Hi guys, welcome to Cooperating with a Narcissist 101. I'm Kate. Thank you guys so much for subscribing. I really appreciate it, and thank you for signing up to listen to what I have to say. And hopefully together we'll, find ways to navigate this situation that we found ourselves in. All right, today I want to talk about. This is the first episode of the Knock Files that I was talking about, and today we're going to discuss narcissistic injury. This is anything that the narcissist feels like threatens the narcissist overinflated ego. We already know that they think that they're special. They have they should be treated better than everybody else because they're royalty and we are the commoners. you know so they feel like they're in complete control of everybody, or they feel they should control everybody. They should be able to dictate what goes on and what doesn't go on everywhere. They're in charge of the universe. That's what they think they are. So, and a narcissistic injury happens when they feel like this balloon of inflated ego is threatened somehow, and this cannot even be something real. It can be perceived, where they feel like that's what you did. Let's say you showed up and you turned, you looked left instead of looking right, and they were on the right side, and they look at it in a way that, oh, you probably looked left because you didn't want to compliment them on the outfit, because they were standing on the right. So automatically they are angry about that, and they're not injured. Of course, they have the injury, which they now want to do something to get back at you for this quote unquote a crime that you've committed. Because why did you not look right? That probably what you knew what you were doing. So you not looking right meant that you definitely did not want to acknowledge them and their brand new outfit. So that's why you did not. That is perceived. You didn't even say anything. That they'll automatically assume they've been slighted by you somehow. They've thought it. Their feelings are fact. That's what they felt. So it's fact. So now they're acting on what they felt. So when the narcissist has an injury, then go into the mode of trying to belittle you. So this is where the hit below the belt with the insults and everything. They're gonna grab whatever they can to throw at you, and all this is in a bit to obviously make themselves feel better. So if they can make you feel worse or diminished somehow in their eyes, then they're not the ones feeling that, because what they're throwing at you is everything that they're feeling inside. So if we can belittle you, then that means that left or that right you didn't turn to acknowledge their outfit. It's not even worth it, because you're not even on the same level. You're stupid. You're you're an idiot. So yeah, so if I can convince myself, or try to convince you by throwing all these words at you, throwing all this whatever it is I can grab to belittle you, then whatever obviously coming out of you doesn't is not needed. So you not looking at me when you walked in and acknowledge my outfit, by intentionally quote unquote looking left, or you don't acknowledge me, then means that I don't even need that look, because that look is not, is on is a low level, because you're not worth it. So, so the whole aim is to belittle you so they can feel okay with themselves, so they can feel in control of the situation. Because like I said, whatever you did, what if they think you did it, then you did it. That's the perceived threat to this overinflated ego. So in this episode, I wanted to kind of show you guys what this is, what it looks like in an email. Um, and this just happened recently, like 2 months ago. So, you know, excuse me. I wanted to show you guys what it looks like in the email. So you will see in the first email, like I marked it, the first one was a request. That is me requesting something from the narcissist. And then you see there's two replies, 1 and 2. The first one was sent, and then the second one was obviously sent after that, after a couple of minutes. Now, if you look at in the request, you see what I wrote there. It was a missed flight, and apologized, and then give a solution. Between normal people, this obviously is no big deal. It's no big deal, So you took some of my time. Okay, I'm going to take some of yours. So you exchange. There's no, like I said, to logical people, that is not a problem. Now, well, watch how the narcissist comes back. Because what you have to notice happen, what you have to realize happening here is, when it's over with you and the narcissist, they leave or you leave, you remember that you're supposed to be miserable for life, right? Okay. Because like I said, the best thing that has happened to you has happened, and they left, and that is them. So you are supposed to be miserable because they've had this, they painted this picture and hung it on the wall, so that's how it's supposed to look. So you're supposed to sit miserable, not lying, whatever it is they felt they left you. You're not supposed to move on with your life. You're not supposed to better yourself. You're supposed to live where they felt they've broken you, and that's it. So the narcissist now getting an email from somebody that they assume that's supposed to have been stagnant, about them, first of all, not being at home and wallowing their misery, and they're out here talking about their missing flights, which means they are catching flights, not feelings. They're out here catching flights and not feelings. So that automatically is crime number 1. Okay? Before anything else, that is crime number 1. So that request goes in. Watch how the narcissist now zeroes in on pretty much dismantling anything. It went from lies about being told by the children that they're not, they were traveling, which is not true, because children in particular, I mean, if you guys remember the video I did a couple of 2 videos ago, that I tend to surprise the kids now, so I don't announce my movement. So obviously the kids can't tell you what they don't know, but we live that. So he goes from there to intelligence, and then the family, and whatever is going on. So whenever a narcissist is attacking you, they attack you with mostly what they don't have. You pay attention to whatever quality they don't have that you have. They're going to come at you. Usually they will hammer on that. They will stay on that. They will find, because this is them trying to, if I could grind this into dust, then since I don't have it, then they can have it. Then it's nothing. So I don't need to have it because it's nothing. So if I can grind these qualities and turn it upside down, since I cannot have it, then let me make it to the lowest format I can get it, so that that it can be, so that way it's not special anymore, so I don't need to desire to have it. But of course, like we established, qualities are not transferable. People have what they have, you have what you have, and it can be taken away. So you see how the narcissist goes straight. They attack what? Intelligence. They're attacking you're stupid, you think you're smart or something like that you wrote there. Or so he went from there to the family. Now the family is stupid as well. which is family support. The family support, he could not, the narcissist could not understand it, So that was one thing that he was so envious of, that, as you can see, is 2 months ago, and this is 2 years now, that is still there. So they go after whatever it is that they do not have, that they envy you for. So they attack that, because if you look at the request, there's no mention of, I don't think you get anything about family traveling, or I didn't mention anything about family. I just said the kids and I missed the flight. You wonder, so why is the family drawn in it? Why is the mention of my family drawn in it? Then he ends it with hashtag idiots. So you are sitting there looking at the email and you're wondering, wait, so none of the stuff that I wrote are you addressing? So you want them to, you switch taking the time that I'm offering, or you are not, since obviously we missed the flight. This is one of those things that I tell you. So you see, all the stuff he wrote there, none of them I know is not true. So why then would I get into an argument about, oh, wait a minute, the kids did not tell you that because they didn't know, or wait a minute, why are you bringing my family in this? Well, what? My family is not even traveling with me. Why? They were not on a trip with us. So why is my family in here? Or why are you attacking my intelligence? Like what? No, because like I said, you receive these kind of messages, you look at yourself and look and ask yourself, which one of these statements in this whole pot of mess is true? And if you cannot find one thing that is true in there, then you do not address it. Because you addressing nonsense is validating the nonsense. It means that I see some kind of merit in it to address it. So I don't address it. Because to me, the request that I put in, you run around it without really, I didn't get any confirmation from the request I asked. I didn't get any, there's no confirmation, which is what I needed. So you see, I wrote number 2, which is second response. That came a few minutes after. And this is what I tell you about narcissists. They stay on and they try to draw something out of you, because one, he's feeling that obviously he has no complete control whatsoever, because now you are, getting on flight without him, and you are not at home and miserable like you already planned and told everybody that you are. So that already things are out of control. So he's quickly trying to gather whatever he can gather and throw in the pot, from here to there to whoever that doesn't even have anything to do with it, throw in the pot, so that, this is all to make himself feel better. Now, if you engage him, he has won, because now you are defending yourself on something that doesn't even need defense, that doesn't make sense, doesn't exist. It's nonsense. So when he doesn't get any defense from me, whether they attack on, my head, family, or the made up thing about the kids, guess what he did? That's what narcissists do. They'll try again. Few minutes later, I think 10 or 15 minutes later, here comes the second email. What? Saying the same thing. So now the second email is addressing the weather in Houston, how you probably didn't travel at all. But remember, the first email said that he was okay that you traveled, but it's like he already knew, because in his head the kids told him that he was traveling, which is not true. But in the second email, now he's doubting that you even traveled at all, because the weather wasn't great, to take off. So how did you take off? you know. And then once again, he goes back into your intelligence. He goes back into the family. Everybody's stupid over there. Why? Because the first email, you didn't respond. Of course, then he gets crazier. Now he's typing away. He's like on a marathon of typing now. He's typing away to find more stuff, gather more stuff to throw at you, hoping that this will get you to engage this time, and you can give him what he wants, which now you validated the nonsense that you just typed by giving a response or a reaction to it. Well, guess what? That did not happen either. Because all I cared about was we're out here, we can't get on a flight until this time, so this is what I'm proposing, so you can have your time, so you don't miss out time. You go ahead and take mine, and yours as well, so it's back to back. Now what do you think happened the next weekend? Sure, yeah, it showed up. Before that he refused to after that he didn't try to talk to the kids anymore for that whole week, and then showed up on the Friday to come pick them up, as I was suggested in the email. I just thought he might not show up. But yeah, friends, this is that's what narcissistic rage is, because he felt out of control. He felt the ego, all the lies that he made up. It meant that you out here getting on flight means that you're not really bothered about what's going on. Really, how did you get up? How did you dust yourself up and start going when I've already told everybody, and what they say is gospel, so obviously it has to be true. So now you are out here contradicting everything. So you have him typing paragraphs, sending to you. So they will flip out. They will go below the belt. This is all in what if they perceive that they have been injured in any way, shape, or form. You don't even have to open your mouth. You can just be sitting in one corner, and they've ascribed some crime to you, and they act on that crime. It doesn't even matter. So, and they'll go and pull whatever they can pull, grab whatever branch they can grab, and put it in the fire to keep it burning. But you, being the sane one here, will look at it and say, well, but there's nothing in here for me, so you keep it moving and let them and the fire and the sticks or whatever burn there. You keep it moving. You're not going to go over there and start grabbing. No, wait a minute, let me grab this one, let me take this branch out, no, look over there. No, nothing over here is pertaining to me, so I'm not going to engage. Because you engage, more lies will come out, more stories will come out, more, the more they get in a frenzy, the more it gets. There's no thought process whatsoever. Everything that they might ascribe your neighbor's sins to you. So, whatever, because the plan is, let me belittle this person, let me reduce this person to nothing for hurting me like this, because you hurt them by not acknowledging them, by not allowing them to control you, by not letting them rule the world like they want to, letting them be superior and you take the inferior position, So yes, the target is belittling you when they feel injured. And like I said, you don't even have to say anything. They perceive that's what you did. You turned left instead of right. This is probably what you mean. You put the cup over there instead of on that side. That might be what you mean. You went over there and talked to this person. Obviously, this is what you're talking about. It doesn't even matter. It doesn't have to be true. It doesn't have to be fact. It doesn't have to have happened. They will flip up like they did in that email. you know. So, and then when they attack you, you pay attention to everything they are flipping. These are the things that they do not have. These are the things that they're envious of you for. You know, they came at you to get it and couldn't. So they devalue you to hopefully that if I can devalue these things, then it's not that special anymore. And I feel okay for having been able to do this stuff that I knew that I wanted, but I've now devalued it. Now nobody else could have it. Then it's not going to be, they won't have it either. And they feel okay. They've achieved something. Then they move to the next target. But like I said, when they realize that after they leave, you know, or while you are still with them, they realize that you're still holding on to these qualities that you had, then that's when they start moving. With the time to take off, they jump out of the relationship, or you finally, you know, run out. You know, because they realize no matter how I try to devalue this person, this it seems not to be working well. You know, let me go see what else I can get. So guys, I just wanted to show you guys what that looks kind of emails that you might be getting if you're already out. You're probably getting it already. If you're on your way out, that's what it's going to look like. If you are still living with the person, I'm sure you're getting something that looks like this, be verbal, not, you know, verbal communication, maybe not, you know, the email, written one. But best believe all of them operate with the same blueprint. They all act the same way. Everywhere. They all act the same way. You know. All right, guys, you know, like I keep saying, you know, get your mind right. Get your mind right, and everything else will fall into place. Get your mind together. When you get your mind together, you are less triggered. You are less you able to internalize anything that is not of use to you. You know, you are able to separate things clearly. Okay, wait, this doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. Oh, well, I'll go over here. Get your mind right, and everything else fall into place. Things that don't make sense will hurt less. Things that you know that are not true will not be able to hurt you. When somebody says you're stupid and you know damn well that you're not stupid, then you're not able to, when your mind tells you, yes, wait a minute, remember, you're not stupid. And then you're like, oh, well, and then you laugh it off like, well, look at this person trying to tell me what I already, you know, what I know is not true. So I'm not even going to address it. Instead of trying to argue with the person about, oh, wait a minute, I'm not stupid. Why do you say I'm stupid? No. Nobody has time for that. We have kids to raise. All right, guys, I'll see you in the next video.